Today I'm going to go over a workflow that will take your latest YouTube video and create a post for X using AI. And that AI post will also validate whether it's within the character limits to post to X. And then ultimately it'll add that to a Google Sheet document and allow you to save all that information for future reference. So in this case, we're just doing X right now, but you can see that, we can take components of this and replicate it to generate different types of posts. So let's say you want to create a LinkedIn post, you want to create a Instagram post, etc. We can take components of this and build it out further. All right, so what you're looking at is a workflow that's built within N8N, which is a low-code automation platform similar to Zapier or Make.com. My preference is to build in N8N because it has a lot more flexibility in terms of custom coding. It's also available for self-hosting, which is what I do. And by self-hosting, I'm not paying any additional fees to make all these automations work for me. Let's jump in and go over the components of this workflow. So first piece here that we'll look at is just simply, we'll trigger, just for this purposes, we'll trigger the workflow manually. You can set it to trigger on a schedule, let's say every 2 hours. It really depends on how often you're posting to YouTube, but maybe once a day you're checking for new videos and wanting to post those out. If you're posting more often, you can just change that frequency to get that content uploaded. All right, so what this will do is it'll go out and get your latest videos, and by opening this I can show you that here where you can return all, or you can set a limit for this purpose. I've just set it to 2. This is a channel ID for your YouTube channel, and what this little code is saying, it's limiting the number of how far it goes back. So it's only looking at content from, I think, the last 6 hours. All right, so you set this up and then it'll go fetch the data. I'm setting the field so that I have the data available for other actions within this workflow. This node will check to make sure that there are no duplicates so that you're not reposting the video content. And if it's a new video, then we'll go ahead and proceed to generating the post. So this is just a simple chat or a message node that will interact with OpenAI. We're using the GPT-4o mini so that we're minimizing the use of tokens. You can see here I've set up the prompt. Says, write an engaging post about my latest YouTube video for X of no more than 220 characters. And so here, this will dynamically generate the YouTube link based on the previous fetching from YouTube. It'll set some additional information like the title and description, right? So this is the primary prompt, and then I've also given it an assistant prompt to say, hey, be witty, humanize the content, and don't add any emojis to the content. All right, cool. So that's what this portion does. It's using OpenAI to generate the post. It's got Wikipedia access as well as a calculator tool if it's needed, right? We want to make sure that it is within a certain number of characters, okay? We don't want to post anything that is past a certain number of characters because X will actually not allow you to post anything beyond a certain number of characters. So that's why we're validating that post. And if it's within the character set required for X, it'll proceed to the next step. Otherwise, I have another OpenAI node here that will rewrite the content to make sure that it fits within the character limit. All right, so we're setting the fields one more time so that we have the final message, okay? And then here, what we're doing is we are adding that content to a Google Doc or Google Sheets document, right? So that we have that for our records. And just quickly, let me show you what that looks like here. So you can see that, we're getting the status, the date, time, what channel, in this case it's X. I'm also calculating the final number of characters based on the post, and then also adding the post URL. The image URL and the video URL, what that is for is so that if we have any other assets that need to be used for the post, I can add this here. It's just for a little bit future purpose. So, all right, so we've added it to Google Sheets. Now we're going to take that content and actually post it to X, right? So we're pulling the content and making sure that we're creating a new tweet from that. Then finally, we're going to go ahead and update the Google Sheet with the post link from this previous node. And the final result of that is what I just showed you. All right. So this is the complete process. We fetch the video, create the tweet, upload it to our Google Sheet, and then finally upload it to X, and then re-upload to Google Sheet once we have the link to the post. There's some additional functions that you could add to this. So let's say you have the final post, you have the link. If you want to update any of your messaging apps like Discord or Slack, we can add some of those functionalities, or if you want, we can have it emailed to somebody if that's something you'd like to do as well. So pretty straightforward. I do have another workflow that is posted to my N8 and creator page that'll show you how to actually take some content and dynamically generate videos if that's something you want to take a look at, so that those videos are being fetched by this workflow. But this workflow itself, what we're doing is we're fetching the videos, generating some social media content, and then updating a Google Sheet so that we have the records of that going forward. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for joining, and I will see you next time.